Group 1 head out onto the track for one final time in the day. We're back at Daytona Sandown Park, the 900-metre circuit, which comprises of 8 turns, opened in the mid-1990s in Esher, Surrey. We can head to the grid where we see Dom Balasaitis and Phillip Baboolal on row 1, but not in that order because Phillip Baboolal just about sneaks pole position by 1/10 of a second. Ryan Sandall is continuing a fantastic round for himself on row 2 alongside Callum Bendelow, who also is being pretty consistent. Joseph Simcock is on row 3 alongside Charlie Foster with Jamie Sherman Chase and Dana Rohan on row 4. Row 5 is made up of Adam Thompson and Freddie Funnell, both of these drivers only 2.6 seconds behind the pole time, so actually very competitive throughout the grid. Archie Prattley and Ross Sandwell make up row 6. Dane Christensen is alongside Alex Pritchard on row 7, with Chrissy Harding managing to get herself into 15th position. Hugh Moreton will share row 8 with her. George Braun sets no lap time due to his disqualification in the previous race, so he's going to start a recovery drive in 17th spot. Phillip Baboolal and Dom Balasaitis will resume their battle in the first round of the EKS in 2024 on row 1. In the junior class. They've been battling all day long as well with Ryan Sandall, who shares row 2 overall, but row 1 of the senior class with Callum Bendelow. Let's get through this final corner and watch this race start. Should be a fascinating race for one final time for Group 1 in round 1 of the EKS. It is lights out and away we go, and Phillip Baboolal potentially not getting the best start of his life, but he's able to hold on to the lead. That allows Ryan Sandall along the inside into turn 1 as they go through into turn 1. Joseph Simcock just avoiding a spinning Callum Bendelow, I think locks up the rears down into turn 1. Dana Rohan has to take avoiding action, but actually overall doesn't lose a great deal, a couple of positions, but he stays in the race. Ryan Sandall overtaken by Dom Balasaitis, and I believe Joseph Simcock has actually got himself past Dom Balasaitis as well, so a fantastic start for him, but Dom goes back down the inside and up into second position. Ryan Sandall putting that pressure on Joseph Simcock now, who despite having a fantastic start is going to have to end this first lap unless he can do anything here down into the final sequence of corners. Will end lap 1 in 4th place. He goes to the inside though, make sure that isn't the case, and gets himself back up into 3rd overall. So Ryan Sandall not really able to do much there. He's going to have to try and press on, but right now Joseph Simcock having a fantastic run.
As we just saw on that drone footage there, Charlie Foster was looking up the inside as well of Ryan Sandall going into the final corner, but he wasn't quite able to make it 6, and Charlie Foster now in P5 with Jamie Sherman Chase right behind him. Good start, like you say, from Phillip Baboolal and Dom Balasaitis. Now looking at Dana Rohan, he's heading up the inside of Ross Sandwell there, so Dana now back up into 10th position after running wide at the start when avoiding the spinning Callum Bendelow. So yeah, good start from a lot of those guys there. Now Joseph Simcock, he's battling away with Ryan Sandall. Ryan Sandall is up the inside, and Dom Balasaitis is just heading up the inside as well of Phillip Baboolal. You saw that just from the top right hand corner there. Dom Balasaitis up the inside of Phillip Baboolal, but Baboolal is back up the inside of Dom. So these two battling out for first position. Battle for 3rd also taking place behind them. So Phillip now has managed to recover back into the lead of the race, and Ryan has managed to recover back into 3rd position.
What a scrap between the two early championship challengers in this season. We'll see how it develops, but right now Phillip Baboolal and Dom Balasaitis having a fantastic little scrap, and if these two form is anything to go by, the chances are that it's going to continue. As on the drone we can see Phillip under pressure from Dom. He's able to get a good exit though, and I don't think we'll be under any immediate pressure as we go down into the next couple of corners. The left-hander first of all, Phillip goes a little bit wide, maybe doesn't allow Dom to pull alongside, so he's going to make sure that he kicks on, isn't looking behind too much. We'll try and be as positive as possible with 9 minutes to go in this race. I think it's the same story for Ryan Sandall, who's managed to pull a couple of kart lengths on Joseph Simcock down into that hairpin, and I think Joseph Simcock now is just going to focus on getting those kart lengths back if at all possible. But right now Phillip Baboolal continuing on in this race in the lead of the race, but for how long, Luke Battersby?
Yeah, just whilst that's unfolding, just see on screen there Callum Bendelow making his way past Chrissy Harding, and Callum recovering from that lap 1 spin. I think Callum spun in avoidance of Ryan Sandall going through turn 1, so Callum now back past Chrissy Fording and up into 4th place. Like you say, battling out for the lead here are Phillip Baboolal and Dom Balasaitis. Then got a three-way fight for 3rd position between Ryan Sandall, Joseph Simcock and Charlie Foster. So Charlie did a really good job here running up in 5th. Charlie's quite new to outdoor karting, and he's doing well running right behind these two here in the battle for 3rd.
Phillip, Baboolal, Balasaitis and Ryan Sandall, your top three at this stage in the race with 8.5 minutes to go. Joseph Simcock still in that same position as he was a lap ago, trying to close that gap to Ryan Sandall, but right now isn't able to quite do it. Ryan doing a wonderful job in the first round of this one. I also want to give a massive shout out to a driver that's had a bit of a troubled round, George Brown, being disqualified from that first race. However, he's been back and he has been back fighting. His actual finishing positions, barring the disqualification, have been fantastic, and starting right at the back in this one is up in 8th position, Luke.
He is indeed, and just whilst that's unfolding, Joseph Simcock is currently battling out with Charlie Foster for 4th position. You just saw it on the drone there. He was looking up the inside of Joseph through turn 1, not quite able to make it stick. Then did the same through turn 2, again not quite able to make it stick. But Charlie, he's all over the back of Joseph. Joseph here racing in the senior class at 80 kilos. Now up the inside is racing the junior class of Charlie Foster. Up the inside, going in the battle for 4th place. Up the inside through turn 6. Now Joseph Simcock, he's got the inside for turn number 7. Who is going to come out on top from this? It looks like it is going to be Charlie Foster. So good move there by Charlie as they head down now the start finish straight. Charlie has got that weight advantage and yet just is able to make that move stick. As Joseph just had a little shake of the head. Oh, Joseph, whilst we say that,
and onto the grass.
He's in the wall.
Oh, on the wall.
That's a bit of a kind of lose his head moment there from Joseph. I think he was a bit annoyed with the move there from Charlie, and he just kind of went in deep there and off he went. So Joseph now has been overtaken by his teammate Jamie Chase and is now down to P6.
Looking at Adam Thompson, he seems to also be in a little bit of a battle, I believe, with Jamie Chase. So Jamie getting up into 5th position. He's doing a good job. Oh, sorry, actually, it's with Joseph Simcock, isn't it, for Adam Thompson, because Jamie Chase has just got past and is down the road. So Adam Thompson catching up to Joseph Simcock. Pace would dictate that over the course of this race, potentially Joseph Simcock is now going to be able to get himself or consolidate that position ahead of Adam Thompson. But Adam certainly fancying his chances now of maybe starting to send a move. But yeah, disappointing for Joseph, who was otherwise having a pretty good run in this race. And as you said, Luke, just getting a little bit awkward. It's so damp and so inconsistently damp that it's so easy to do going into the wall there at Vale.
Absolutely, just as you've just seen on the screen there, Chrissy Harding's just made her move past Hugh Morrington, so that's in the battle there for 15th position, 2 senior drivers. So Chrissy now up into 15th place, but yeah, these guys battling out at the moment for P6 between Adam Thompson and Joseph Simcock. You can see Jamie Chase just up ahead, Joseph's teammate, so this is a good three-way battle here for 5th position.
5 minutes to go as well, and keeping on that battle as Joseph Simcock starts to catch up to Jamie Chase, who's sporting nice new green overalls for 2024. However, Joseph Simcock catching up little by little. It's going to be a while before he's able to make that move. However, this race bubbling up very nicely, and always get this in these mixed conditions, especially when you have a driver who's so quick, finding himself spinning into a wall. His recovery drive usually quite entertaining, and Jamie knows that he's going to have a very busy time towards the end of this race. Dana Rohan as well is catching up a little bit to George Braund and Adam Thompson, I believe. So Adam potentially going to be under pressure from George in a moment, and Dana Rohan for that matter. We'll wait and see. I think the immediate battle though is Dana Rohan and George Braund.
Indeed, yeah, George, like you say, he's done a great job today. First time ever driving the two-stroke, or second time, sorry, and yeah, doing really well. Started down in 17th after his disqualification in the previous weight for being underweight, and is doing really well here. Now up in 8th place, putting pressure on Adam Thompson in this battle, like you say, for, well, kind of 5th place pretty much, with Jamie Chase at the front of that pack.
Phillip Baboolal making his way past some back market traffic, and I'm not too sure that Balasaitis isn't down the inside and capitalises on the back market traffic to get himself through into the lead of the race. So a dramatic moment towards the end that Balasaitis catches Phillip napping a little bit in traffic and is able to send a move and get through. But what can Phillip do? He's done this many times before and breaks late down the inside into that hairpin and gets himself back into the lead of the race. He's one of the best late breakers I've ever seen, but Balasaitis crosses the lines over, gets himself back through. So a wonderful scrap between the two of them sees Balasaitis take the lead of the race with 3.5 minutes to go. What can Phillip do into Vale? Again, he'll send a move from miles back if he can. Almost on the edge into the second corner they go, and Balasaitis holds the lead for now.
Yeah, this is absolutely fantastic drone footage as well, capturing this battle for the win perfectly. These two scrapping it out all race long for victory in this race. Phillip, like you say, used to be a regular here at Sandown Park. This is only Dom's second ever visit here, so Phillip certainly has the track knowledge advantage over Dom as they cross paths now, going through turn number 5. I think Phillip took a bit of a wide line in, but Dom managed to keep the gap there as they make their way past Freddie Fuller. I believe that is up ahead, so Freddie just getting lapped here as yeah, they're making their way now through the penultimate corner. Can Dom slip one up the inside, go for the final corner? Yes, he can indeed, as Freddie kind of realises what's going on, waves past him whilst that's unfolding. Charlie Foster has just made his move for third position on Ryan Sandall, so we just saw that there in shot. Charlie Foster heading up the inside of Ryan Sandall into turn number 6. Sorry, Dana Rohan also is scrapping it out with George Braun. So there's battles taking place all over the circuit here. Dana Rohan there was looking up the inside of George Braun, also through turn number 6, but not quite able to make the move stick. So remember, Charlie Foster is racing in this race as a junior driver, whereas Ryan is a senior driver. So although they are battling for position on track, it is not a battle for position in class. Ryan is still leading the senior class, but great stuff here on circuit.
And a bit of heavy contact between Dana and George. However, I think, again, in the wet, you have to be a little bit more lenient on that. And I don't think there was overall much intent in it as Dana tries to find his way through. Tom Balasaitis has flown away over the course of the last lap or so. He's now got a couple of seconds to Phillip Baboolal. What that will do to the overall round finishing positions, I'm not too sure. It will remain to be seen once we work out all of the championship calculations and stuff for the round calculations. Dana on the inside of George Braun, can't find a way through there. Ryan Sandall looking over his shoulder, making sure he knows where Charlie Foster is. I say looking over his shoulder, making sure he knows where Jamie Sherman Chase is. Charlie Foster has flown down the road. If you look at the timing tower, Dana Rohan still keeping George Braun honest at this stage in the race. There's a few car lengths in between the two of them. This has really bubbled up and turned into a quite fascinating race.
It has indeed, yeah. This is a great battle here taking place all throughout the field, but especially for that battle for 8th position. Joseph Simcock, by the way, is keeping track with his teammate Jamie Sherman Chase. Those two racing in 5th and 6th position at the moment, both racing in the senior class. As we're just riding on board here with Adam Thompson, you can see Chrissy Harding there, just making his way past Chrissy. Is this, well, it's a battle for 7th, isn't it? Because yeah, Dana Rohan and George Braun are right behind. So yeah, these guys making their way past Chrissy, as we've got 1 minute left of the race.
And so Phillip won't be onto Dom actually won't be onto his final lap this time by. Instead, he should squeeze one more in. It's going to be pretty narrow, but I'm pretty sure Dom will be able to squeeze that extra lap in. We'll wait and see just how he's able to do it. Otherwise, it's been a very, very productive race for many of our drivers. Your order, a reminder, as you can see it on your timing screen: Tom Balasaitis, Phillip Baboolal, Charlie Foster, Ryan Sandall and Jamie Sherman Chase, keeping a keen eye on a battle with George Braun. As he finds a little bit of traffic, Dana Rohan senses an opportunity and will capitalise on that opportunity on the brakes. If you can just about see it through the raindrops in his helmet, on the brakes, is able to make the move. And Dana Rohan, late in the day by the looks of things, moves himself into 7th position. Well, actually moves himself just ahead of George Braun into 8th position, I should say. Adam Thompson holding on to 7th position. 5 seconds to go in the race then, and I'm pretty certain that Dom Balasaitis now on to his final lap.
Yeah, he is indeed. So yeah, Dom now on his victory lap pretty much as Ryan Sandall. You can just see going past Alex Pritchard to just make his way past some of that mark of traffic. But yeah, great drive it's been today by Dom Balasaitis. Nearly won race 1, only finished what, 3/4 of a second off of the win in that one. Then he had an issue in race 2. I think he had a puncture on the last lap, which meant he couldn't quite fight for the victory in that one. But Dom, it's a redemption story here as he makes his way through the final call. You can see him at the top of shot. He's going to make his way across the line, and Dom Balasaitis, he's going to win the final race of the day in Group 1. Phillip Baboolal making his way across the line now is coming home in 2nd position, and then Ryan Sandall, as we ride on board with him heading through the penultimate corner, he is going to take his 3rd victory of the day. He has won every race in the senior class today in Group 1, so great drive there by Ryan Sandall. We've also got Charlie Foster up at the top of the shot, who has actually come home in 3rd place overall. So great drive there as Dana Rohan now is making his way up the inside actually of Adam Thompson coming out of the final corner. That was a great ending there from Dana Rohan. That just came out of nowhere. Great overtake there on Adam Thompson out of the final corner. It's not a battle for position as such because Dana is a junior and Adam is a senior driver. But that, yeah, it was a great scrap there. Batting out for P7.
Dom Balasaitis wins by 2.3 seconds, overturning Phillip Baboolaw's pole position. Phillip doing a good job of finishing in second. Charlie Foster makes up the rest of your podium, and all junior top 3. Ryan Sandall wins in the senior class, just ahead of Jamie Sherman-Chase, who's able to get into second after his earlier woes in the round. Joseph Simcock makes up the rest of their podium, with Dana Rohan in 7th overall, Adam Thompson, George Braun and Ross Sandwell the rest of your top 10. A really good recovery for George Braun. Dane Christensen is just outside in 11th position, with Callum Bendelow in 12th. Archie Prattley finished in 13th. Freddie Funnell just behind him by 4.9 seconds. Alex Pritchard in 15th. Hugh Morriton and Chrissy Harding had a pretty interesting scrap at the end of that race. However, Chrissy just falls behind by 1.2 seconds at the end. So joined now by Charlie Foster, debutant to the series. Charlie, looks like you've had a lot of fun this round, and final race of the day. You've got a good finish to boot.
Yeah, well, the first race started with me finishing 7th overall and 4th in class, which I feel like I could have done better, but it's just me trying to get used to the conditions because I wasn't very confident. And then my second race, I started 13th and I got up to P6, which there was more improvement. And I thought I could get higher up in the final, which I did. I started from P6 and I went up to P3, and I got a PB, and I beat it by like 2 seconds, which I was good with.
All right, we're joined now by Joseph. Joseph, you were running second in that race. I've been asked very kindly by Jamie Sherman-Chase to ask you about your crash that put you into third.
Oh, I just got distracted. I was rubbing the rain off my visor, and I forgot to turn the car. I went straight on, rebounded off the barrier, and rejoined the track in third.
But third, not a bad result overall from that, and I think you'll be pretty happy with it anyway.
Yeah, it's not too bad. I was expecting to be a bit lower down on the grid since my first heat was a bit crap. So third, it's not too bad. Behind my teammate, so good result.
Joined by Ross Sandwell now, one of our new drivers as well to the EKS. How are you finding your first experience?
Oh, it's been really enjoyable. The whole experience was really good. The track was really tricky, but it's what made it really fun. So that was good. Really enjoyed it.
So joined now by Dane Christensen, second season of the EKS, and so far it looks like you've had a very interesting round.
Yeah, the conditions were really tricky out there. Just adapting to the conditions of the track. So yeah, the first 2 races weren't ideal, but I was happy with the comeback I made in the third race. So overall, I've enjoyed today. It's been a good day today. I enjoyed it.